Hello and welcome back to the Brew Bowl for the first of 4 summary games for the round 8, the final round of the season, which is of course Rage in a Cage. And this one will be between the Talabecland Griffons and the Fungus Bay Fanatics. Let's have a look at how the game went out. So, for deployment, the Fanatics won the coin toss. They decide that they will kick in the first half. The ball comes down behind the Griffons' front line and bounces to their thrower Oswald Clippell, who catches it. Griffons turn 1. The Griffons run down the sideline, forming a cage around blitzer Auburn Renault. Oswald Clippell forms the back of the cage before passing the ball easily to Renault. The Griffons' reliable ringer Mercenary runs to the far side of the pitch, and lineman Rudolph Loeb takes position in front of the Fanatics line to hold up their assault on the side of the cage. Fanatics turn 1. Grisk bravely marks the Ogre Rug Flamebane and then gives space for Ogloth Guffguts to blitz the side of the cage. The Troll knocks back Kai Homan but isn't able to knock him down, though the ball carrier is now marked. Quattro falls in behind Guffguts to give him instructions in the coming plays. On the other side of the field, Nolgric, Fungus Fisk and Toscrest move in to block the reliable ringer, while the remaining Goblins shuffle around to close down avenues the Griffons could try and escape through. Griffons turn 2. Rug Flamebane delivers a powerful block to Grisk, though he's only able to push the Goblin back. Seeing an opportunity, Auburn Renault attempts to block a dodge away from Ogloth Guffguts, but the Troll manages to trip him up as he moves away, sending the blitzer down and the ball into the middle of the scrum. Fanatics turn 2. Ogloth Guffguts blocks Kai Homan again, knocking him down this time and stunning him. Snozloon attempts to blitz Rug Flamebane with his chainsaw, but isn't able to find a gap in the Ogre's armor. Nolgric Fungus Fist knocks down the reliable ringer before Toscrest fouls the down player, knocking her out. Trader moves in to mark Rudolph Loeb before Quattro steps in to try and pick up the ball. The Goblin fumbles and the ball remains entangled in the mess of players. Griffons turn 3. Rudolph Loeb blitzes Trader, knocking him down and then runs towards the scoreline looking to take a catch. Rug Flamebane blocks Quattro, knocking him away from the ball. Finally, Oswald Clippell attempts to move in and pick up the ball, but he's too distracted by the Troll and the Goblin nearby and he fumbles the ball backwards. Fanatics turn 3. Grisk moves in to assist Ogloth Guffguts in blocking the Griffin's Ogre. Flamebane goes down before being swamped by Goblins. Snozloon cuts through the downed Ogre's armor with his chainsaw, but is not able to do anything worse than stun Flamebane. Nolgric Fungus Fist runs down to mark Rudolph Loeb. Quattro then finally manages to pick up the football despite multiple Griffins players marking it. The brave little Goblin breaks free from the scrum and sprints down the field, the scoreline in sight. Griffins turn 4. Stiger Hanelwald runs back to blitz Quattro. He pushes the Goblin close to the side of the steel cage in which the game is being played, but he cannot knock him from his feet. Auburn Renault blocks Toscrest, knocking him back, then Oswald Clippell joins the line to prevent the Goblins from going to help their ball-carrying teammate. Rudolph Loeb breaks away from Nolgric Fungus Fist and moves into the end zone to remain a scoring threat. Fanatics turn 4. Grizz steps forward to instruct Ogloth Guffguts to block Kai Homan, but the Troll has lost interest in what the Goblin is saying and stands there instead. The other Troll, however, without any guidance, blitzes Rudolph Loeb, smashing him into the cage and knocking him down stunned. Quattro attempts to dodge away from Stiger Hanelwald, but he is tackled before he can reach the line, and the ball lands at Hanelwald's feet. Griffins turn 5. Auburn Renault blocks Snozloon, hoping to drop the Goblin on his own chainsaw, but he can only knock him back. Oswald Clippell blitzes Toscrest, knocking him back before running back up the field towards the ball. Stiger Hanelwald picks up the ball and runs to hand it off to Clippell, but the thrower once again struggles to keep hold of the ball, and it lands on the field yet again. Fanatics turn 5. Ogloth Guffguts delivers a powerful blow to Kai Homan, knocking him down hard enough to end his game. Snozloon then blitzes Rug Flamebane, and this time his chainsaw strikes deep, giving the Ogre an injury that will see him miss the rest of the game, ending his season. Quattro steps into the end zone, hoping a ball will come his way. Finally, Grisk attempts to gather the ball, but loses control of it and hits the field once more. Griffins turn 6. Stiger Hanelwald attempts to blitz Grisk to knock the Goblin away from the ball, but both players end up going down. Grisk is stunned, and the Griffins' final play of the half is done. Fanatics turn 6. Snozloon blitzes Auburn Renault, but isn't able to swing his chainsaw with any effect. Toscrest runs up to Ogloth Guffguts and tells the Troll to go for the ball with a vague hope the beast will be able to throw it to Quattro. Unfortunately, the Troll takes leave of his senses and stands there instead. On the other side of the field, with the team now unable to score, Trader runs down to Nolgric Fungus Fist and instructs him to foul Rudolph Loeb. However, Fungus Fist also misunderstands the instructions and doesn't follow through. The whistle is blown and the first half ends with both sides still scoreless. The Griffins set up to kick to the Fanatics in the second half. The ball goes high and shallow. Two Griffons players blitz forward to get under it. The ball comes down on top of Auburn Renault, but he fails to catch it. The loose ball bounces onto Sigurd Hannawald, who manages to catch it. Fanatics turn 7. Ruck the Mad Bomber starts by throwing a bomb at the ball carrier. The explosion is impressive. Auburn Renault is knocked down and Sigurd Hannawald is fatally injured, leaving the ball lying on the scorched pitch. Cratro runs in and grabs the ball, and Nolgrit Fungus Fist moves in front of the Goblin to offer protection. Oglok Guts remains on the Fanatics front line, too stupid to do anything else. Grisk and Snozzaloon, who avoided being set off in the first half, move in to defend the ball carrier, when Snoz using his chainsaw to foul Auburn Renault, stunning the blitzer. Griffins turn 7. Rudolph Loeb marks up Nolgrit Fungus Fist and Oswald Capel marks up Grisk. This gives the Griffins journeyman a chance to blitz Snozzaloon, hoping to knock the chainsaw-wielding Goblin down. Instead, Snoz is simply knocked back. The reliable ringer moves in to mark Toscros. Fanatics turn 8. Ruck the Mad Bomber pulls out another bomb to throw at the Griffins' defenders. However, he fumbles the explosive, and in a desperate effort to save his team, he instead flings the bomb back down the field to explode in the sidelines. Nolgrit Fungus Fist picks up Cratro and throws the Goblin towards the scoreline. The throw is perfect, notwithstanding the lineman marking Fungus Fist. Cratro lands with ease and runs the ball in, putting the Fanatics on the scoreboard with a 1-0 lead. Griffins turn 8. Snozzaloon and Ruck the Mad Bomber are both set off by the referees for the final time this season. The Fanatics kickoff is bad and the ball goes over the cage wall. The Griffins give the ball to Oswald Capel and the remaining Griffins players move down one side of the field. The reliable ringer blitzes Grisk and knocks him down on the spot. The gentleman bravely marks Nolgrit Fungus Fist and Auburn Renault runs into the middle of the Fanatics' defensive line. Fanatics turn 9. Nolgrit Fungus Fist rewards the gentleman's bravery with a devastating block which knocks him down. Grisk gets up, Skirtaz moves in and finally Cratro blitzes the rival ringer with plenty of assistance, knocking her down. Ogloth Guffguts also knocks down Auburn Renault, but wasn't able to inflict the sort of injury the other troll did. That's fine though, because Tosgres and Tragner move in and foul the blitzer, knocking him out. Griffins turn 9. The reliable ringer gets up and blitzes Goblins out of the way, dodging beautifully through the defensive line and getting clear. Oswald Capel steps back out of Nolgrit Fungus Fist's reach and throws a pass well over the Goblins' heads, which the reliable ringer takes easily. Rudolph Loeb steps in to mark Fungus Fist to prevent the troll from going straight after the ball carrier. Fanatics turn 10. Skirtaz and Tosgres both move down to mark the reliable ringer and block her path. Gris then attempts to blitz the ball carrier, but his block is poorly timed and he goes down instead, knocking himself out in the process. Griffins turn 10. The reliable ringer blitzes into Skirtaz, knocking the Goblin back before she dodges away and carries the ball into the end zone to equal the score 1-1. Fanatics turn 11. Once again, the Griffins' kick comes down in the middle of the field, and once again the Griffins manage to blitz. Oswald Capel knocks Tragnon out of the way on the blitz, but when the ball comes down, he isn't able to catch it, and it lands just in front of the Fanatics' line. Skirtaz tries to tell Ogloth Guffguts to blitz Oswald Capel, but the troll stubbornly refuses to budge. On the other side of the field, Cratro tells Nolgrit Fungus Fist to block the journeyman, but this troll is having none of it either. In the end, Skirtaz runs around to try and gather the ball, but he fumbles it and ends the Fanatics' disastrous play. Griffins turn 11. Rudolph Loeb runs towards the Fanatics' line, moving around the ball and coming to mark Ogloth Guffguts and Skirtaz. Oswald Capel attempts to dodge away from the Fanatics' defenders to get to the end zone, but he is tripped and goes down hard enough to stun himself. Fanatics turn 12. Ogloth Guffguts knocks Rudolph Loeb down and away. Skirtaz gathers the football and runs around to hand it off to Cratro. Nolgrit Fungus Fist picks up the Goblin and throws him downfield. The throw is a little shallower than the Fanatics would have hoped, but it's moot because Cratro lands poorly, stunning himself and dropping the football. Griffins turn 12. With only one chance to score a match-winning touchdown, the Griffins journeyman attempts to dodge past Nolgrit Fungus Fist. The play ends early though when the journeyman is tripped on his first step. The final whistle is blown and the game ends in a draw with both teams sitting on one touchdown. So that was the end of the match. Not an important match in round 8 overall because both teams were already knocked out of the final, so this was the final match for both teams. We do have still, though, 3 summary games to come to round out round 8, some of which actually make a difference. So stay tuned. We'll be back soon with some more Brew Bowl action, and of course, don't forget, coming soon will be the quarterfinals as we start our playoff season. We'll see you next time.